Hello everyone, welcome to a new video, and today I am talking about my 2020 reading stats and also the best books of 2020. Let's start with these statistics first, and in 2020 I have read 88 books, out of which I have to check my notes. I read 40 books on paper, like actual books, and then I read 2 online, like ebooks. And I've listened to 46 audiobooks, so clearly that was a huge thing for me this year, like audiobooks. I went crazy for them. And like the language statistics, because it's kind of important to me, I have read 40 books in Hungarian and 48 books in English. I have read 26,831 pages. I mean, that's kind of crazy. It sounds just so cool. And my goal was to read 47 books, so I surpassed that with 41 books. So that was kind of crazy. Well, to be honest with you, for all of us, I think it was kind of true last year that because of COVID, we all were just stuck at home reading books. And I'm just really glad I found audiobooks and I could enjoy the process of, doing some work, either, on my phone in home office or just, clearing up. I did a lot of decluttering and clearing out and kind of unhauling books and all of that good stuff. So that was really useful to listen to audiobooks. So it was a really good reading year. I'm very happy. As for, a tiny bit of my plans for this year, for 2021, I set my reading goals at like 51. I didn't want to go 52 because it's so obvious, a book a week. But in my mind and in my heart of hearts, I kind of hope that I could reach 100. That's like a secret hope for me, but we'll see. But enough of that, and let's get to the best part, which are the best books of 2020. Kind of want to start with the obvious choices, like the Agathas. I just really do love them. I love Agatha Christie novels so much. This is A Pocketful of Rye, which I've reread in October. Poirot's early works in January. That was like a 2-volume novel that I've read, and I just enjoyed every single minute of it. So Agatha Christie, such a classic. I love all of them. And then Agatha Raisin by M.C. Beaton, who unfortunately passed the year before last. But I love this series of hers. All of these are 5-star reads for me. I just love Agatha Raisin so much. This is As the Pig Turns. This is the last one I read this year, but I really want to finish the series this year. And then I don't know what I'll do, but probably start on the Hamish Macbeth series, which she has written, like the same author has written that, which is also a cozy mystery type. And I just love my mysteries so much. And staying on the mystery lane a little bit more, I have fallen in love with mysteries yet again, and more types of mysteries. I really love the mysteries written by women. I have to say that's kind of like my thing. Like, it's a new thing that I have discovered this year. I really have gotten into Ruth Ware and her books. This is In a Dark Wood. I also read The Woman in Cabin 10, and since then I bought like 2 other of her books, which I will get on with this year. But this is her first novel, and I enjoyed it so much. And the second one was probably even better than this one, but even this one was like a really great read for me. So I love Ruth Ware. And then another lady whose work I really do admire is Gillian Flynn. And this year I read everything except for Gone Girl, because I read that when the movie came out. So this year I've read Dark Places and Sharp Objects, and I also read The Grown Up, but it wasn't that crazy good for me, plus it was really short. It's more like a short story. But I loved both of these. I think my favorite out of the 2 would be Dark Places. I kind of prefer this to Sharp Objects, but I love this one as well. I mean, these are 5 stars. Love them. And then another mystery, which was written by a man, but I still very much loved it, is The Woman in the Window. I've talked about this. I made a review video about this book. I love this so much. It was so good, especially after all of the classics I've read. I just felt I needed something fast-paced and exciting, and it really did deliver. So Woman in the Window, loved it. Though mentioning classics, I did like classics this year. I did read, a few of them, but the one that I was really, really, really in love with, and just the whole time when I read it in August, was East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Please help me. I don't know. I think Steinbeck, right? Okay, East of Eden, loved it. It kind of had an unfortunate foreshadowing. I was always afraid that someone will die or, something really, really bad will happen. But, bad things happened, but nothing that I feared. But it was amazing. It read so well. I read it so easily and so fast. And it's a 2-volume book. This is just volume 1, in Hungarian at least. It's a huge beast. It is a thick book, but you can read it in, like a week. It's taking you with it. The style is amazing. Steinbeck writes so well. He's really, really a master of his craft. I love this book so much. And now getting a little bit, to a lighter territory, I've read Janet Ivanovich's Stephanie Plum series. I've read 3 books last year, and I'm in the 4th book this year. This is the 3rd. This is the only physical copy that I have because I've listened to the rest of them on audio. But Stephanie Plum is such an amazing character, and I love Janet Ivanovich. I mean, I've seen interviews with her, and it was kind of like a stand-up comedy. I laughed my ass off. It was amazing. I love her so much. And Stephanie Plum is just a feeling. The girl is a feel. I love this book so much. And then the last book that I have on my best books list is actually a chick lit, which I'm kind of rediscovering. I feel like end of last year, this year, I want to get back to the classic genre for me, which I loved for so long. For 10 years, it was my thing. It was probably the only thing in classics that I've read. And I'm just getting back into those books, and I've read Pens on Fire by Maggie Alderson, and I really, really love this. It's taking place in Sydney, and also, some other parts of Australia sometimes. Well, the countryside. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so, I don't know, light and breezy and airy. And even though it touched on serious subjects, it was still enjoyable to read, and it just took you with it. It took you to the world. It took you to the place, to the era. And it's taking place, I think, in the early 2000s, which is, such a feel, especially thinking back that it was 20 years ago. My time flies. Anyways, it was really, really adorable. I loved it. So, Pens on Fire. Yay. Okay, as for best audiobooks, I mean, I've had a lot this year, to be honest, like really. And one of the best was Wishful Drinking by Carrie Fisher. I will put a picture here, of all of them as I talk about them. And just listening to her voice talk about her life, her experiences, her parents, her family, her child, everything. It was just so amazing. The Star Wars times, her being Princess Leia. It's just so amazing. Like listening to her, and it's so funny and uplifting. I love that book so much. I gave it 5 stars. Then I really fell in love with Thomas Harris's books, like The Silence of the Lamb, like the Hannibal Lecter series. And I've listened to Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, and I am currently kind of listening to Hannibal Rising. I'm not really interested in. I've seen the movie and I know that I don't care, but Hannibal is just so amazing, so disgusting, yet so amazing. But those books were really, really amazing to listen to, and I love the job of the readers. They were really, really a joy to listen to. Then The Martian was amazing. I listened to that in Hungarian, a Hungarian guy who is doing such a great job. His name is Gépész. He's amazing. He's reading all of these really, really cool books. And The Martian was honestly unparalleled. I just love the whole idea, and I'm kind of glad I did listen to that in Hungarian, because I'm sure I wouldn't have understood half of it in English. Even the movie was, sometimes weird to get through. But it was so good, so innovative, and amazing work. Then A Little Life, that was actually an ebook, yet I kind of listened to that as well as an audiobook. I don't recommend it, yet I gave it 5 stars. I really, I couldn't say I enjoyed it, but it touched me so deeply. that I just still cannot shake the book off. I just still cannot let it go. And it's still, with me. Well, not every day, but it's still with me a lot. And, like books do that rarely to me, or anything, does that rarely to you, I guess, in your life. So if you find one of these things that really, really do touch you, it has got to be a favorite. And of course, Louise L. Hay, because her work is just so uplifting and so positive, and it gives you life, and especially hope in sickness, and when you have problems and when everything is going wrong. Just listen to that and you feel so much better, and you feel that life is possible and goodness does exist in the world. So yeah, and I almost forgot because I don't have the book with me, though I've read that as an actual book in Hungarian by Jerome K. Jerome. It was Three Men on the Bum, or Bummel, something like that, when they were in Germany and they were taking bicycles. It was so good, so funny, so enjoyable. I just love the description of the places they went to, the people, the funny adventures they had. That was such an uplifting and fun little book. I had it in such a small little edition. It was still fun to read. It has pictures. It had pictures in it. That was a really, really fun read this year. Okay, so these are my reading plans, book stats of 2020, best books. I hope you like this video, you guys. We need to wait for a dog to stop barking a little bit, okay? And then until the next time, read something, you guys. Bye-bye.